Hey everyone, it's James. I was actually just making a video, and my beautiful cat that I'm cat sitting, Coco, totally jumped up on my lap and onto the computer and was totally in front of the screen for a while as I was channeling. So we'll see if it's the same energy that wants to come through. It's actually the Pleiadian Council. They wanted to come back again, and they wanted to talk about relationships. And I was about 10 minutes into the chat until Coco took it upon herself to intervene, we shall say. So I'm going to go back into this and start from the beginning. We'll see if it's the same energy. I'm pretty sure it is. Whew. And then we will we will flow from there. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Let's see if it's the High Council again of the Pleiades. Yes, we are still here. We are the High Council of the Pleiades. We are back again to discuss relationships. For we feel it is such an important aspect of the human experience on your planet. Now, many of you use the terms soulmate, twin flame, or the one. We understand the desire to put a label and significance on these type of relationships. However, we would like to provide a different perspective. As you come in to this planet, you are a form of energy with a specific blueprint. And then you move into an avatar with its own characteristics and personality. One specifically used for your journey. And so, as you come in with your DNA structure, the avatar has its own genetic composition with its own DNA. And as you merge, you harmonize in order to complete a very specific journey here on this planet. Specific is broad in the sense there's wiggle room. However, there are reasons, detailed reasons, by which you're taking this journey in this avatar at this time. And so as you navigate through this thing called life, you come into contact with people. Now, some of these people you immediately have a connection to. And some of these people you immediately have resistance for. So let's dig deeper into this. The humans and people by which you have connections to. One of the main reasons this is happening is because they are reflecting back to you either characteristics or aspects of yourself that you have accepted, that you appreciate, or maybe even admire. And so when you see it in them, you see it in yourself. And so right away, if the same is for the other person, you are buds, you are pals, you are BFFs. Now we're going to put that to the side for a second because there's deeper layers to go into. Now, for those that there are resistance for, they are showing you aspects that you have not moved into full acceptance and appreciation of. Now, there are layers to this. And so we will bring back the initial buds, BFFs example as well. So on the surface, in the first example, you may have had an immediate attraction or connection to this other being. There are many of you that do this and get married right away. I am in love. This is the one. And for the first 6 months, maybe a year, you're so in the frequency and energy of this belief system that you're not looking at the deeper aspects of the individual. Because the deeper aspects of that individual have not come up to be seen yet. And so as a human goes through life, there are periods by which you catch them or you catch each other during different phases. And so what we mean by this is say somebody has suppressed much of their deepest, darkest memories or emotions. And they go through life brushing it under the rug. And so when you meet them, these aspects are not yet shown. And so maybe in the first example, you have an immediate connection to this individual because they're reflecting the aspects that you immediately are drawn to. So you fall in love, you get married, and after 6 months to a year, these things start to bubble up. And so maybe it's difficult for both parties. And so as you start to see this in this person, you may say, I don't even recognize you anymore. Or you immediately have resistance. Because these are also aspects in you that you have not yet moved through or are not yet ready to move through or are not ready to be seen. And so while the first 6 months to a year felt, as they say, like the honeymoon period, after this, there may be great struggle, where no matter what you say or do, you can't seem to find common ground. And what is happening here is that in addition to one or both parties having resistance to those deeper layers because they have not been healed yet, the mental body then comes into play. And for the person on either side, or possibly both, who are not ready yet to look at those deeper wounds, the mental body begins to tell stories and creates disturbances, we shall say. Because the mental body is like, no, 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 no. We cannot look at this. I cannot look at this. And it pushes it down. And then to protect itself, it begins doing a variety of things in the relationship, creating fights, possibly cheating. And then you come up for air, both of you, and wondering, how is this even possible? So this is just one small example. But the essence of this information is about how you see yourself and feel yourself. In the company of another. And as you begin to then look at this information from a bird's eye view, you begin to clearly see what is taking place. And you begin to get honest with yourself about where you are in your own growth and development. And if this person is the right fit for you at the moment. Despite maybe spending many years together, or even days, or even hours. You see, in the other more extreme example, what is interesting here is that when two people initially meet and there's immediate resistance, it could be that you are not ready yet to see what the other person is reflecting, or it could be something initial that creates that type of resistance. But yet, if you stay the course with this person and go a little deeper, what is underneath could be more of a match. some of the suppressed energies or emotions from that person you may have already loved within yourself, and vice versa. But because of the initial resistance, because of the initial aspect or characteristic of that person that's being shown at that time, you may have never gotten the chance. And so, is there the one? Yes. There is the one that you choose to be with. And in doing so, you are choosing to have an experience with another human. But this is not because it is a perfect match. Now, are there other beings that you have contracts with, that you come in with to have an experience? Yes. Yes, there are. And this is a different magnetism, still including many of the same principles. And so in that last example, where you meet someone and there's initial resistance, if it's a contractual connection, then you may begin seeing this person in multiple places, and then your curiosity is piqued. And then a conversation maybe begins, and you're able to go into the deeper layers. And you realize there's something more happening there. Now, this does not mean you spend your lifetime together. There's much misunderstanding about this. While we applaud those who stay together for 20, 30, 40 plus years, sometimes it is done at your detriment. For you hold on to an ideal just out of pride, as opposed to going inwards and asking if this is in alignment with your truth, with your integrity. Now, you can't choose wrong, but there is a specific type of experience that staying in these relationships will create. Now, and we do not want to complicate this explanation, but there are other aspects of yourself that will choose differently in different realities. And so what we mean by this is that if you choose in this reality to stay the course with someone, you know deep within your own truth that it's not meant to be. but you stay anyways. Again, this has its own experience. Neither right or wrong or bad or good. There will be another aspect of yourself then that chooses differently, that chooses a different path. So what you are experiencing is the expression of the choice of staying in this relationship and having the experience of what it feels like to not be in alignment with oneself, while there is another aspect of you that chooses differently. And so you see, this is locked in until it isn't, meaning it plays itself out. But because you chose to turn right, another aspect of yourself chose to turn left. And now the experience is still being had by you in the different realities. But the one you are aware of is the one where you took the right turn. So are there also soulmates and twin flames? This is the same principle that applies. Soulmates are typically those that mirror to you much of what you love or have moved in acceptance of yourself with or admire. And so there's an immediate connection. Soulmates aren't always romantic. In fact, it's quite the opposite. Friends and family can be soulmates. And based on the description by which humans use, there are more of these than there are those that are in long-term relationships. Now, a twin flame is another example. However, a twin flame, there is most always a contract with. And what they represent are deep polarities on both sides. Meaning, if you look at the yin-yang symbol, and let's just say white was on top and black was on the bottom. You may match where both are white on top. But on the bottom, one is black and one is white. And so on the one perspective, you may have a deep, deep connection and pull. Maybe something you haven't experienced before. Because these are aspects of yourself that you are falling in love with. And they're aspects of this individual that they are falling in love with. And so this connection can seem very intense. However, on the opposite side, there are aspects of both of you that you have not moved into acceptance for. Quite the opposite. These are some of the deepest core wounds that you each have. And you each aren't ready or willing yet to look at. So it creates this polarity where some moments or days you are deeply and madly in love. And other days you can't stand each other. Now, if you have the wisdom to see what's actually taking place in all of these scenarios, you will realize that no matter who it is and whatever the relationship is, even if it's a stranger you meet for 10 minutes in a coffee shop, the universe is giving you, reflecting to you the answers to your test. It's showing you areas that you need to look at. And if you see the beauty in someone else, and you don't see that then in yourself, or you say, oh no, look how beautiful that person is. I could never be that. This is another area to look at. Because you have not yet realized that you are that beauty. That you are what you see. And so to summarize, while you can't choose wrong, start to become aware. Start to realize the beauty in each person. And if you are triggered or have resistance in whatever form it manifests, this is a gift. Because you are given clues to aspects of yourself that you need to look at. And when you begin to move through life like this, you begin to see everyone for the unique, beautiful gift that they are. Because in doing so, you are recognizing the unique, beautiful gift that you are. We hope you have enjoyed this transmission. We thank you for your attention. Good day. Whew. Well, that was a longer one. I have goosebumps. I have channeled similar information before, and I know, oh man, I know the desire to want to be seen, want to be in a relationship. I shouldn't say desire for everyone because it's not a desire for everyone, but the human, it's totally natural as a human to want to have human connection. And as they show this to me, and they spoke similar lines of this probably like a month or two ago, and it really made me pause in how I saw other people. And sometimes I go into a natural subconscious reaction where if I get triggered, that it immediately takes me so deep that I'm in it and I can't even see out of it for a period of time. It's much shorter now because then I'm like, I'm like, whoa, what am I doing? I need to pause here for a second. And then I see the beauty in the lesson. I see the beauty in the experience and what was being shown and taught to me. And I deeply resonate with if I look back at my friends and some of the people I would consider soulmates as friends, and even past relationships I've had with people I still have, really good friendships with. They really do mirror to me aspects of me that I love about myself. And so there's an immediate comfort. There's immediate safety. It's like the walls are down immediately because it's like my body it's like, yes, like we're safe to go here. It's okay. We can go to this person or we can stay in this relationship. So, and then conversely, I've been in those relationships where at first it was like, wow, this is amazing. I'm so in love. And then as you get to know somebody, the stuff comes up. And then, we may or may not be prepared to deal with it. And lots of times we want to blame the other person because that is our mental body coming into play. And then it's making up this story because it doesn't want to feel our own pain. And so it wants to then push it down and then push it on someone else. And again, another gift, another beautiful insight for us to explore. And to thank the other person at some point, for the wonderful lessons, because everyone is doing the best they can. Every single person. Everyone is in a different circumstance, different upbringing, different energy coming in, different avatar with its own personality and characteristics. It's just different. And as soon as we can start to just see the beauty in the uniqueness, then we can just start to, see the beauty in our uniqueness. And that is when we really start to make a lot of progress on this planet. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this channel. Sending you guys so much love. If you have any feedback, please leave the feedback or comments, and I look forward to the next one.